Hey,
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the World War II Community Blockpeople podcast. I'm your co-host, Hogan961, and here we have Carson. Can you guys say hello? Introduce yourselves.
Hey, Makhno.
Hi, I'm Makhno. That's what people call me, apparently. And we have our lovely little guest here, the meme, the man, the meme, the squeaker, the legend, Pavel Petrovic. Everybody give a round of applause for that.
Oh yeah,
A is for Alvin.
Oker doker. So just first question, I guess. When did you actually join the community and stuff? And what was your first groups that you were in?
Well, I already kind of told Hogan about the first group I ever led, but first group I was ever in was kind of a cringy Austro-Hungary. Now that I look back on it, they really emulated Lewis a lot, except they kind of did a bit more of a loyalty thing. But I mean, this is back when I was in like 2015, 2014, I think, about then. So I got into the World War II community right away when I started playing Roblox.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, it was led by a guy called like Harry or something. And I remember specifically this one time, we were all in the line, and then Harry took a suicide Luger and shot himself in the head. And then we were ordered to shoot ourselves in the head, and we were given Lugers and stuff to kill ourselves with. I'm not even joking. This actually happened.
What a beautiful group.
It reminds me of Louis Otto's hiking and killing themselves.
Okay. So wait. So what was the first big World War II group that you joined? Like a group that you could tell us that everybody would literally know.
Like influential.
Panzerlehr.
Panzerlehr, that was your first big group.
Yeah.
Okay. What rank did you climb up to in that? Were you ever a high rank or anything?
I never climbed any ranks. I stayed in the group for a few weeks, then I left to go join the 21st D-Day Battalion. Then I left again. I left the D-Day Battalion to go rejoin Panzerlehr. I was never ranked beyond recruit.
D-Day Battalion. I remember that.
Yeah, I got to corporal in the D-Day Battalion, but in Panzerlehr I stayed a recruit.
All right. So, I know that you own Yugoslav. Have you owned any groups like before this, or are you planning to make another one or anything like that?
Yeah, I've definitely owned groups before this, and I have contingency plans in case my group falls, because everyone should have a contingency plan. But the first group I ever owned was a colonial Hessian group, called the German State of Hesse. It was kind of cringy. We used stolen Louis Otto bases, but we had muskets and stuff.
I don't understand that. What? Louis Otto bases?
I stole
muskets?
Louis Otto's bases, and then I deleted all the World War II stuff except for some of the structures. Then I added like horses and free model muskets and stolen Roblox hats. It was really cringy.
Gangweed. I
mean, the first World War II group I ever led.
I think we've all gone through that phase where we like make a cringy group.
Yeah.
First. You know, my first group that I made, I remember I didn't share this on the last podcast, but the first group I made, you know what it was called?
What?
Australian 9th Division.
Wow.
It was an Australian group, right? It was about the division that fought at Tobruk.
Yeah.
And like fought
under Morrishead.
There's actually Australian 9th Division group out right now, but it was super gay because I didn't have any. I didn't know how to make maps. I knew how to use Roblox Studio, but I didn't know how to build. I didn't know how to build or script or anything, so I got like a checkered a Lego desert base plate and in like bunkers from 2010 and filled the starter pack with 3 model guns and shit. And made a red team and a green team, and that was my base. It actually hit 10 members. I was so proud.
Yeah. I mean,
So, we
few
all
months
go.
after-
So
like a month after I made the Hessian group, I actually made my first World War II group. I want you guys to guess what it's called before I reveal what it's called. I know
German
Hogan already
Workers'
knows.
National
Something in
Party or
German.
some shit.
Yeah, I literally. It was called the German Union of National Workers Party.
Oh, that's not suspicious at all.
That's not
Yeah,
Nazi at all.
Actually, it got deleted by Avatar of Justice after we
Of
went to
course it
war with
did.
one of the Schaefer-related groups. First, I think it was like the First Armored Division or something.
Actually, does anybody here even remember Avatar of Justice? Carson, I know you
I-
won't because you came
Oh,
around
I
at the
know.
Frankish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember.
Oh yeah, I remember Avatar of Justice.
Oh, I remember him, dude. If you wanted
Like Avatar of Social Justice.
Very funny.
if you want like the king of social justice warriors in the World War II community, it's Avatar of Justice.
Yeah.
100%. Like,
Didn't he change his
Nerfer
name to like Avatar of Revenge or something?
He changed himself to Rosefire, like Robespierre. Like he is.
Mm-hmm.
He changed it to
He's
something
like-
terrible, basically.
Yeah, Robespierre. He was like the guy who was during the terrors during the
Yeah.
French Revolution and shit.
Robespierre, yeah.
Yeah, Robespierre.
Oh, he's now
Robespierre.
he's Avatar of
Robespierre.
Nemesis now. Ooh,
Oh.
that makes no grammatical sense. Oh yeah, Robespierre too. I see that.
Yeah.
Dude, I actually like Robespierre. Robespierre did nothing wrong.
Oh.
No, he
Because
did
he
do
was a
something
Japanese.
wrong.
Of course you do.
He,
Wait,
he did one thing wrong. He
Yeah,
didn't go far enough.
Excuse me, sir.
You
Avatar leads a
leftist,
group called. Avatar is actually a communist. He leads a group called Communists of
I
Reluxia.
know he's a
Yes,
communist,
I know
pal.
he is. He's a socialist.
Wait a minute.
He's a-
There's a thing in communism called Gandhiism. Is
Yeah,
that a thing?
Gandhi was a socialist, pal.
And there's a spiritual rank for spiritual communists.
That also kind of exists, I guess. Just tiny, maybe. Yeah, I think it does.
You worship communism?
Wait,
no, I don't think
why
that's.
is there? Wait a minute.
Spiritual? That's
There's-
not spiritualism.
Wait, there's no tanky rank in this thing.
Yes, there is. Wait, there's no Marxist-Leninist rank.
There's a Marxist-Leninist rank.
Marxist-Leninist
Not a,
is
that's not a
tanky.
Stalinist.
Okay.
rank.
Anyways. Off topic.
there we go.
Let's get back on topic.
Yes.
All
Okay.
right. So, Pavle, what are your opinions on recent events such as deletion of TWI and all the drama involving Karavik and all that kind of stuff? Karavik.
I don't really have an opinion on the Karovics and stuff. I mean, I used to serve in UDIS for a time,
I used to serve in Lewis groups too, but I don't really like them now.
and I mean, I don't really care that much. I mean, Karovik, you can just leave it to its own thing. It's already in its own timeline where it's ruling the world because it's
Wait,
post-apocalyptic
pal,
or something.
did I already tell you that Karavik took over a party in New Anglia and now they want
Oh
to
yeah, I already
invade.
know that. Yeah,
So that's
I mean,
kind of
it's
branching off from their timeline a little bit, don't you think, of that?
typical Louis Ottawas tactics, though.
Don't you think that makes it technically part of the World War II community now?
Technically, but I mean, it'd only be the people who are actually participating in Anglia.
Oh, Lord
Right.
Karavik owns their group, but I do believe that they are going to do something.
Oh yeah,
in the
especially
World War
because
continuum.
the deletion of TWI. I mean, that's basically crippled
Yeah.
Nerfer's resistance to Lewis.
Does anyone know if he has any Robux or anything on Lewis? Or
Who?
not
Lewis is-
Nerfer.
Nerfer?
Nerfer.
Nerfer has nothing. He's broke.
He's
Corollas was the only member of his group who actually had funds to do anything, and Corollas is with John now.
Yeah.
Which that means
Well-
Corollas had like I think 250K from
Well, I
last.
should
last I
probably
heard.
take Stratup and put it back to Copylock then, shouldn't I? I mean, if Careless is with John now.
Yeah, probably.
Or is it too late for that?
I don't know.
So, anyways,
Uh,
what
so-
do you think about Nerfer, dude?
I used to serve alongside him. I mean, he's all right, honestly, if you're his ally. But I mean, he made some critical mistakes in TWI, like in alienating himself from anyone who would actually ally with him. As well, I feel like he tries to take too much of a controlling stance over his allies. Like in the Allied Concord, he basically tried to make people merge with each other, micromanage the entire group. I think his stances on raiding are very fair, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually, when I rated him, he didn't try and dispute the results or anything. When the Western Descendancy rated him, he was like, yeah, you guys won. We're not going to dispute that. And I was like, oh,
Yeah.
wow. Nerfer.
Well, that's simply because, I mean,
And it was a
for all the
close
rap
raid.
he gets, he's honorable. And I think that's what most of the TWY guys are as well. They're all honorable.
Yeah, it's just, why the fuck do you have to delete all the groups in the community? Cause,
Yeah, it's kind of
because John understood it as some sort of policy of containment to because
yeah, he tried to rationalize it as containment.
Yeah, it's like something like to keep the allies as supreme, but Nerfer just wanted to wipe it all off.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna.
Yeah. Whenever we ask him something about that, he always changes the topic.
Oh, Carson's gone.
Yeah, Carson has
Wait,
disappeared.
What happened to Carson?
Oh, okay. He says to carry on, and then he'll be back.
Oh, okay. So I guess we're without Carson for a little bit.
Yeah.
Just edit this out.
No,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna edit this out. Actually, I'm gonna bring in a replacement for Carson. I am going to bring in the best,
Yourself.
the best guy.
Oh, it's a meme.
Yes, he will replace Carson for the meantime.
All right.
Awesome.
Sounds good.
If he picks up.
Yeah, if a meme picks up, yeah. Just continue on with the interrogation.
Interrogation, Jesus Christ!
Tell us all you know, Pavel.
Yeah.
What do you know about the supply of weapons to fucking Libya? Oh, and Hogan muted himself.
Hillary did it.
Oh, I'm muted him.
Okay, whatever. It is what it is.
So,
Give me a minute. Alex just shouted that babies have gone missing near the Mexican border, and we have reason to believe that Nerfer has taken and eating these children, and that we should keep our eyes peeled for Nerfer.
Yeah, I saw that meme. I was like, Nerfer dude eats children.
Yes! Secular Shaggy.
Misguided secular Shaggy.
Yeah. No, just
Anywho, I have a question for Mr. Pavel, man.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Why Yugoslavia? Or rather, why the Kingdom of Yugoslavia?
Oh, I get this question all the time. Not specifically about the ideology, but mostly about the group. Literally, the only reason why I chose the group was because it was original. And I chose the Kingdom just because I hadn't seen anybody doing it at all. I mean, literally, all the Kingdom groups I saw had communist flags, and they were run by wannabe Tito's. And
yeah, like
it's just unoriginal. It's worn out.
Can I say something about that real quick? Just 1 second, cut you off. You know, how many groups do you see with the name fucking Persia in them? World War II groups.
Literally none. Never heard of one.
Yeah.
Persia.
I don't really see.
Persian Empire group or Persian Kingdom of Persia.
No, but I mean, there are actually quite a few in the colonial community. I'm quite surprised at how many Persias there are.
There's a lot of Persias out there. A lot of Austro-Persian, Persian-Austro. The shit's unoriginal.
Do you mean Prussia?
Yeah. Prussia. You know what the fuck I was saying?
Yeah, I mean...
Oh, Prussia!
Freaking Persia's an entirely different thing!
Shut the fuck up. I was mispronouncing
Alright, it's okay, Hogan.
It's okay.
You're a beautiful boy.
Shut I'll fucking murder you. DDoS you.
Hogan, no.
Oh my, okay. Stop before you slit your own throat with that edge.
Hogan, no.
Edgelord.
Oh, Hogan, no.
Are you gonna be edgy like John?
Watch, I'm DDoSing you.
Oh fuck. Oh fuck, stream's over.
No.
Stream's over. He's DDoSing me.
Oh no. But yeah, let's stop this here expedition into off topic.
Anyways, let's get back on topic.
Yeah.
So, anyways, where the fuck did Carson go?
I have no idea. Okay, it's Meme's here.
The meme lord is here.
He's here to replace
There we
Carson
go.
for the meantime.
You know, a meme's replacement has arrived.
Silence.
A meme's replacement?
No, Carson's
I'm
replacement.
Carson. God damn it.
Yes.
I'm getting
So,
confused.
so Meme, you have any questions for Mr. Yugoslav man here?
Sure. So, Pavle, your reception, or at least what you've done in groups in the past, I guess Alex's town groups, etc., has been, I guess, somewhat mixed. How do you feel about that? Like,
I don't really care. Honestly, if people are pissed off at me, they can be pissed off. I mean, I've only done whatever the hell I wanted.
that's
And
fair.
It's literally Legoland. I mean,
This
like,
is true.
I'll build my Legos how I want, man.
And I'll break your Lego set, mate.
Oh god damn! Don't touch my Legos, please.
I'm sorry. Speaking of which, what happened to Zagreb, Pavel?
I never finished it because the architecture is all wrong.
Oh, yeah. That makes
It
sense.
uses Soviet-style buildings when it should be more of like an Adriatic Italian kind of style.
It is kind of funny that there's a massive difference in viewpoints we have here from people like Pavle who are just like, oh, it's just a Lego game, who cares, to Nerfer who's like, this is a platform that is serious and has real life consequences.
That's literally why I don't care about Lewis.
I mean, is it? Do you think that it's realistically possible that to use Roblox as a device to spread an ideology, like?
Yeah,
neo-Nazi?
sure.
Somewhat at times. I mean,
Yeah,
Adam often
I think it's
not
possible.
Well, wait, I've heard this. I don't know if this is true, but I have heard that Adam often has tried to not recruit, but sort of. I don't know the word, but yeah, Adam often has been on here apparently. According to I forget the name of the guy. It's probably not true. It sounds so ridiculous. It just sounds like a meme because it's Adam Waffen. Adam Waffen is a meme.
I don't know who
It's
Adam Waffen is.
Adam Waffen. You don't know about Adam Waffen Division?
No.
It's like this esoteric Nazi organization in Florida. It's literally an FBI
okay.
trap. Don't worry about it.
Oh, I see.
It's just like the CPUSA.
Well,
Hmm.
I used to be in the second Frankish realm, and back then, when you joined the Discord server, you were brought in, and I didn't know what this was at the time because I was new to the community then. You were brought to a screen that literally said, if you were white, join this. If you're not white, you don't have to, and it was the New Awakening link. And I know the second Frankish realm
Really?
wasn't directly
Yeah, it wasn't led by Lewis.
it wasn't led by Lewis, but it was by his followers, and I find that
Yeah, it's by Christoph, who was his own man.
uh-huh.
Which, I mean, that does explain why he basically surrendered to the Allies.
Mm-hmm. Lewis is definitely more motivated than just Christoph as a one-off.
Yeah.
group he had. And I don't think it was an official thing of the group. Some random HR just put join the New Awakening. And I think when the main Axis group
path or whatever that was.
We tread the blessed path.
Yeah,
yes,
tread,
of course.
tread the
But
blessed path, yes, of course.
But when basically the New Awakening is supposed to be in a society among like the higher ranking members of the leading Axis group, then I think it can be seen as a problem. But I think the execution of getting rid of Axis groups has gone too far, or did go too far
Definitely.
on behalf of the TWA.
But I mean, there are some examples where it should be applied.
It should be
where
applied, but
groups should definitely be deleted. Like a group known as NDH, if any of you have heard of them. Have any of you actually heard of them?
MDH.
Makhno knows about NDH because I got him to fight with me against them once. I think most of the Jacobins who've been there for a little bit have at least fought them once.
Yeah,
I mean-
we've fought NDH with you a few times.
Yeah.
Oh, NDH?
Yeah,
Dude,
NDH.
you're fucking gay, dude.
Yeah, Ivan Pavlich.
Yes, he is. I joined his group and I got like lieutenant colonel.
Wait, you joined his group once?
Yeah.
Ah, that's a dank meme right there. Yeah.
He was. I got lieutenant colonel just from like giving him my resume in the community.
Oh
yeah.
like, okay. No, Ivan is
Dude,
very desperate at the minute for officers.
As fuck. He is
No,
edgy as hell, dude.
No, he's not just. He's not just edgy. He's a neo-Nazi.
Ivan is like he's super uptight.
He's not
dude.
just a neo-Nazi. He's also a Muslim.
He's a Muslim.
Ivan is Muslim, but I mean that shouldn't really matter, should it?
Really, but like.
Well, in combination with neo-Nazi.
I've never really heard of a Muslim neo-Nazi.
They're out there. They're out there.
Where are my neo-Nazi Muslims at?
LGBT Muslims.
We meeting up at the mosque tomorrow.
We meeting up at the mosque. But I mean, look, it's kind of funny how
LGBT Nazis.
The leaders of the two major Yugoslav factions are both not even from the Balkans.
Wait, I mean,
Ivan himself is American, and I'm ethnically German, born in Germany.
Ivan is. Wait, I thought Ivan was. He lived in the Balkans.
No, he doesn't. He lives in America. I've gotten in a call with him before. His accent is distinctly American.
Does he talk like Duke Nukem?
No.
His accent isn't truly American now, is it?
His voice, I mean, it's not particularly deep. It is kind of, though.
It's like normal.
Yeah, it's just like normal.
Yeah, he's fucking edgy, dude. He's like
he is very edgy.
I said, I'll help you build up your group, and he's like, you can start by not interrupting me.
Oh yeah, he also
seriously.
Every time he ever raids me, he always tries to come up with some reasons why I'm cheating. Yeah. The last raid, where Jackman's helped, he got really pissy at me and started calling me a Serbian Chetnik, even though I'm more of a Croat than I am of a Serb. And this is getting into racial politics and really
let's not delve into Balkan racial stuff because that stuff's it's kind of
that's too complicated.
Nerfer
dude raided Ivan. I remember when I was in the group.
And Ivan, I think, banned John.
And Ivan banned them all and said, "No, we don't want to raid right now."
Yeah. Well, the thing is also, Ivan actually fired his Well, he removed his Nazi party leader for raiding Nerfer, even though Nerfer had him on a list anyway. And also, it's literally literally NDH is would be on Nerfer's hit list regardless, because in the World War II podcast, he literally said that he's going after groups with group holders especially because those are obviously guilty groups. I mean, if Ivan was at least reasonably well informed, he'd know this. But he's not, as evidenced by a spying ring. His spying rings are horrible. He actually tried to get in my group on an alt, but he couldn't even figure out how to join the Discord server. Even though I kept spamming him with invites. I'm not even joking.
Ivan is fucking... Dude.
He's special.
An ass. Like, I left the group. I was like, you guys are way too... You guys are edgy Croatians. I'm leaving.
His opinion on me changes. Like, his stance on me changes based upon how he feels at the time. And I don't mean, like, opinion, because he's always going to really hate me. But I mean, generally what he thinks I am. 1 second he'll call me a Serbian Chetnik fascist. And then the other second he's going to call me a communist and try to use Trumpism against me. He's going to say... Trump really doesn't like people like you. Like, does he not realize that I am literally the kind of audience that Trump appeals to? Freaking edgy, freaking 13-year-olds who really just don't even
really like shitposting.
Yeah,
who go on 4chan and shit.
Yeah, 4chan. Even though I only use dank memer to find 4chan.
People who say dank meme unironically nowadays need to be euthanized. You need to be euthanized.
They're 12 years old, or need to be euthanized.
I'm not actually 12, though.
Mate, you're like 10.
Oh, it's kind of surprising. I mean, a lot of people, they kind of underestimate me based upon just my voice and everything.
I'm not 10
How old
actually.
are you?
Well, the voice is all we have to
14.
go on.
He's only 14. Come on, guys. Give him
Yeah,
a
I
break.
am actually.
Yeah, we're all in like high school, and you're a fucking 8th grader.
No, I'm
But-
actually 9th grade.
Now you are.
Yeah.
It's not the end of the summer yet. You're still in the 8th grade.
I already started school, dude.
It's August.
Not gonna lie, I only get 1 month off of school.
Oh.
Not lying.
Damn.
I do homeschool.
Oh, that explains.
Oh, that's
That-
typical.
You didn't
Typical.
say
Good
that.
Christian
you stupid
homeschool.
Why is it that people who lead like World War II community groups with like, these obscure concepts like the Kingdom of Yugoslavia always homeschooled?
They have too much time on their
Christian
hands.
homeschool. I'm just kidding. It's not Christian homeschool.
It's Muslim, you're.
Yeah, it's Muslim homeschool. This is a Muslim Discord server. No gays, Jews, or women allowed.
All right,
And
okay.
certainly no
Probably
cussing.
stop right there.
Okay, okay.
Let me just
we
stop
are
right
in
there.
World War II block.
Yes,
people.
so it's-
Before you get
No,
before this thing gets taken down.
Shut up. Shut up.
Okay.
Shut up. World War II Block People podcast does not support or condone any sort of racism, Nazism, fascism. And anybody who says that we do is a fucking faggot and should go kill them.
That was great. But
Well done,
yeah,
sir.
we should probably move on because we've been on this tangent for a bit long.
Yeah. So you did talk about the like the attempted spy network by Ivan,
Yeah.
which is funny. I think that to have an effective spy network in this community, you have to, have active enemies that you need to
Experience.
destroy. And yet
Yeah.
that's why like TWA had such an effective like MOI was really effective because they
Yeah, but
literally
as
wanted
well,
to destroy anyone with Nazism. But in order to have like a flourishing or active spy network, you're gonna need to have like actual enemies to use it on when you're at the drawing board and to say, oh yeah, this is our information district. What are they gonna do? Because you don't want to like sabotage just enemy groups because enemy groups bring activity. Only if you have an actual group that poses a threat to your group itself.
Yeah, to your
Like
activity.
if it's gonna hurt you or like delete you, like if you're TWA and you want to get rid of their ideology, which in any other context, like if you're just a normal role-playing group, you don't really want to do that. There's not really much motivation to like get them deleted. So whenever I see
pure ideology,
well,
Sure.
whenever
ideology.
Ave Nerfer.
hell yeah,
I doubt anybody else here knows who Slavoj Zizek is, so that reference is probably bad time to make a Slavov reference. You continue, please. I'm sorry.
oh yeah, I lost my train of thought. Thanks, you fucking Ancom.
Oh, shut the fuck up, you fucking sucklib.
Hey, both of you are faggots. Now get on with the fucking interview.
Okay, yeah, let's interview people.
Oh,
Okay.
Pavel says he'll be back in a sec.
He left?
No, he didn't leave. He's still in the call. He just says he'll be back in 1 sec.
Someone pose an interview question.
Okay, memes.
Alright, okay.
Okay, he's back.
Oh, we were gonna do memes. He ruined it. Fucking
Memes?
bitch. Yes.
I'm
I
experiencing
think Slavs
technical
ruin everything.
difficulties. Okay, well, let's not get into that, okay?
Let's
No,
not
once
actually get
again,
into memes, please,
let's-
because we're gonna...
Yes, we're
Once again,
respectable people.
Once again, disclaimer. World War II Block People podcast does not advocate or condone any racism, sexism, homophobia, or Islamophobia of any kind. And if you think that we do, you're a fucking faggot and you should jump off a burning plane without a parachute.
Hogan, tone it down
All
a
right,
bit.
all
Jeez.
right. So, okay. I have a question for
Yeah.
just anyone in this call who wants to like consider it.
Drink bleach.
So we've agreed that you can somewhat justify like the whole allied cause thing, but only in to a certain degree. So where
Yes.
do you think TWA went wrong with it? Why do you think it became such a tyrannical force? Like, what did they do to lead to that point?
I know exactly why. Because Nerfer Dude, literally Nerfer Dude was the only one who was still holding on to that. John was still like talking to me, like he just didn't want to do that anymore. Just wanted to have a normal.
Well, I think
wanted to have a normal French Lego group, but Nerfer still wanted to like fucking dominate the community. And he told me it's like the Western ascendancy failed because of Nerfer Dude, because of Nerfer Dude's policies.
I think
like destroying everybody.
I think that Nerfer Dude originally intended to not be a tyrannical force, or maybe he did. I've always thought that Nerfer Dude thought he's like above the community, and I mean, for all intents and purposes, he is, because he just deals in basically destroying groups or annexing groups, and he uses the Western ascendancy as a platform to do what he needs to do. And I think, in my opinion, what blurred the line between doing a service and getting rid of Nazis and just like being tyrannical to the group, to the community, that is, as a whole, is the fact that leadership, like John and I guess Sword, but I didn't know Sword too well, so I can't really say much about that. John is invested in the community itself, and wants to roleplay, as evidenced by the past, what he's done, like creating his own group. And so I have to wonder why he stuck with Nerfer Dude so much. And so he's executing like Nerfer Dude's version or orders of the Allied cause to such a dangerous degree.
Because he was loyal.
He was loyal. And I think John just had that sort of effect that caused. So it was like a tipping point, because Nerfer Dude. I'll use Anglia, Alex's group, as an example. Nerfer Dude came over to try to influence the politics, and John did the gunning down of the civilians in the streets. That's how it was. And I think because just besides from getting our groups deleted, what we care about most from TBOA, like being tyrannical, is just like them ruining the fun of the games. Like in Anglia, you spot and kill the civilians. That's how they give off that sort of influence. If they did it peacefully and like methodically determined who is like being a fascist and, well, I shouldn't say fascist, Nazi, who is being a Nazi, and then requesting them to remove that influence, and if they don't, then taking action. If it had been calm and laid back, then that would have been not necessarily laid back, but just semi-passive or forgiving. Then it would have been a good thing, and it could have been executed more effectively. But now we're here because we've overdone it. I think there's a lot of egoism that went into it. Like, Nerfer Dude, basically, after a certain point of being successful, getting Lewis groups deleted, he thought he was above like harm, like he couldn't, nothing could happen to him.
Yeah,
and John was probably there with him after all that success.
It was John said, I believe he told me, he said that like he wanted Nerfer to like make a new group because the Western Imperium had Axis uniforms, but Nerfer was like, nah, we'll be fine. We'll have Vichy France uniforms, and we won't get deleted. We'll be fine.
Well, this comes before that, but yeah, that I do agree that Nerf thought he was basically immune when he really wasn't.
That's what I'm saying. Like Nerfer, that I'm proving your point. Like saying,
yeah, I know what you mean. His mindset that he was just immune, just in the end came back to divide him, and so I joined the Western Ascendancy a long time ago because I was like, I had just gotten like kicked out of the second Frankenstein and I wanted to understand, and it was after Anglia I wanted to understand what was up with their cause, and I had thought for a certain period of time that I could like change that, and I went to the Western Ascendancy and I just observed all the stuff firsthand, how like the hypocrisy, the internal fighting. I think the real problem is they couldn't decide whether they wanted it to be above the community or a member of the community, and a lot of the high-ranking members wanted to roleplay, and then only a certain amount of them actually cared about the Allied cause. And in the MOI, where you're supposed to be super loyal to the Allied cause, most of them were just following orders. And so, when long-standing connections aren't formed, eventually you just lose out. And we've seen the effect of that. Basically, the Allied cause is mostly dead, other than the fact that Nerfer Dude's still there and he has his loyalist, but I don't think people are too invested in it, because after all that time, a lot of the people that were spurned because of the Allied cause were the most loyal people to the group itself and not the cause, which, when you separate a group like that on those levels, then it'll cause internal fighting and bring us to where we are today.
Yeah.
So
we're getting near the end of our time.
Mhm.
And by the way, so we're just gonna close this up quickly. Well, not quickly, but we're just gonna say any closing statements on what you think the future of the community is.
Yeah,
Well,
Mac,
judging from all these Operation We Got the Tisms, all of that, I think the
Operation
community
I'll
looks
let that
bright.
name.
The community is looking up, actually.
Yeah, because I was worried after like Nerfer Dude and Lewis left and Eric Model left.
All right,
All that
I'm
was
back from technical difficulties.
you're interrupting me, you fucking faggot.
I'm sorry.
Don't
Okay,
interrupt
calm
me
down.
again.
we're wrapping up comments, okay?
All right then.
So I can't I was worried because all I saw popping up in the community was quick cash grab groups. You know, it just like send out ads for a day. They'd last about a week, and because the owner got like 30,000 from game passes, and I thought that's what the World War II community was going to turn into, and I was gonna miss it. You know, I was gonna miss like the big war between Lewis and Nerfer. But you know what? It's looking like it's gonna be okay. There's still plenty of drama and rivalry in the community that still needs to be sorted out. And you know, who knows? Nerfer might return. You know, it's still up there. He might return. We have no idea. It might take him a while, but I think he'll come back.
I do agree with that. That with these operations, we're at a new opportunity. But you know, with opportunity, there's also opportunity for failure. If we resort or revert back to, you know, viciously deleting each other, then history will repeat itself, and we'll get another TWA deletion and just deletion of all the big groups. Because, of course, the line between politics and real ideology is blurred, so we don't really know. But my advice to anyone who is listening to the podcast is to just drop that shit.
Like the 17 people.
Mhm.
Yeah, the 17 people who are going to listen to this podcast, drop that shit.
I'll be sure to
And
spam this
don't-
in my Discord server until people
And don't
watch it.
don't mass report each other's groups unless you really have to.
Okay. Yeah.
Like with Ivan.
Thank you for.
He's probably gonna watch this. He's probably gonna watch this.
in closing
And comment something
the
like,
podcast.
We're closing it, Pavel. So you say,
Damn you.
Your mouth.
I love you too, pal.
Yeah.
Okay.
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 Thank you for participating in the World War II Community Podcast. Thanks for listening. We just wasted an hour of your time with babbling.
Fun!
Yeah.
Fun.
So, anyways, go kill yourself. Have a nice day.